Hey guys, welcome back to the studio. It is a freezing cold New England day out there today. We had snow, then we had a lot of rain, then we had a wicked fast drop in the temperature, and the entire world is ice. I thought I was going to slip and break a hip trying to get to my studio. Anywho, we are back out in my studio today with this beautiful piece as promised. This was donated to me by one of Scott's friends. They were watching one of my videos and said, you know, I've had this piece since I was a kid. It's really old and I don't want it anymore. Would your wife like it? Free 99 all over it. Hello. It's a beautiful solid maple, I believe. I do know that this is a very heavy, solid, old piece. It's at least 50 years old for real. It's been with her since the day they bought it new. I know that much. It kind of has a French provincial flair. It has this beautiful detail on the bottom that I know a lot of people are getting rid of and bringing the straight lines into. And I would actually have done that on the piece if it wasn't for the details. I mean, look at that draw. That is gorgeous. I love the hardware. The hardware is very French provincial looking, and I absolutely love it. I love the detail of it. So I'm gonna take that off and I'm gonna clean that up to see what I can do with it and put it back on. I love everything about this dresser except for the fact that it pulls a very orange tone. Very apparent. You can see that this is orange. It's not just age, it's also the wood itself. Pine is a very yellowy orange toned wood when you stain it. Maple can kind of go that way, especially if it's an older vintage or an antique piece, and it's very unappealing. I absolutely despise this color. I think it's awful. I think it's hideous. And some people think you're kind of stuck with it. Well, hey, that's the wood and that's what it pulls and that's just what you have to work with. So to kind of counteract all that, you have to play mad scientist with different stain colors and mix all these different formulas together to find the right combination to give you the look that you want. And I'm sorry, but I am not Dexter. This is not my laboratory, and I'm pretty sure I failed science. Just kidding. Straight A student. I don't want to put that much work and effort into it when there's actually a much simpler alternative. Wood bleaching. Yes, it really is a thing, and yes, it really is a game changer. What is wood bleach? Wood bleach is oxalic acid, chemically known as ethendiotic acid. I don't even know if I said that right, but that is its chemical name. Its compound is found in certain plants, so it's organic in its organic natural form. However, once you process that natural form and you chemically change it, it actually becomes toxic and is no longer organic, making it perfect for wood bleaching. Now, when people think wood bleaching, you're thinking, yeah, you're talking about water stains, water damage, rust marks. Yes, it works on all of that, but it also works on getting rid of that awful tone in your wood, and it's super easy. And today I'm going to show you just how easy that is. Now, for this piece, I am on, the painted wood kit. I don't want to restore it to all wood. I'm leaning into a lighter, more natural kind of a tone. I want to brighten the piece up. Just thinking like Bedford by Fusion. I love Fusion mineral paint. One thing I want to say, and this is not sponsored by Fusion, I buy all of my paints. Don't limit yourself to one brand. If you limit yourself to one brand, you could be missing out on some fabulous products because there are some great brands out there. Fusion mineral paint is one of my favorite. This is called Bedford, and I love that tone. It's like sand, but a little bit darker. It might even appear to have, to me anyways, a very, very slight green undertone to it, which I'm fine with. But a color like this, or another great company, Farmhouse. I love their furniture and cabinet paint. It's very durable, great for furniture. This one is called Weathered Stone. again. I love that natural light look. And irregardless of which of these colors I choose on this piece, that orange, no bueno. It does not go with it and I need to change it. So I'm going to use the acid on the drawer fronts. I'm gonna use it on the top. To me, this is not warm. To me, this is just actually hideous. I want a warm tone that's more to the browns, more to the tans, more to the true neutrals, and completely out of this orange. So that's what we're gonna do. It is super easy. First, I'm going to clean the piece with my Dixie Belle White Lightning. Many great products out there. Pick the one that you love. I'm gonna take the hardware off of it, and then I'm going to strip it. Bye, orange. You're out of here. Be careful cleaning out drawers. That sewing needle was jammed in the corner, kind of trying to slide underneath, and almost poke myself with it. So be careful when you're cleaning these. Before I apply my stripper, I'm actually going to use some tape, and I'm going to tape the inside of the hardware hole area. That way when I apply the stripper onto it, it doesn't get pushed through and into the drawer. I don't want to ruin the inside at all. I want to just keep it to the outside. And applying tape to the inside ensures that that's going to happen. I've been waiting for the fallout in the middle of the night. In this dynamite castle, you and me will be alright. I decided to strip the side panels as well. I want to get that down to wood and see how that would look. If I don't like the look of it, I can always paint over it. But I think that might tie the top and the fronts and the sides, and I think the whole piece can really look cohesive. So I'm going to give a good application on the sides as well. Look at all that orange disgustingness. There's still a little finish left on this, which I totally expected. Sides and drawers, same scenario, a little bit of finish left. I'm gonna go over it with an 80 and then finish up with a 120 to seal the grain back down. You can't bleach the wood until it's only the wood that's left. Bleach will not go through anything. It needs to be straight wood. So I'm gonna let these dry because they're damp still from me cleaning them with the denatured alcohol and then the mineral spirits. And then I'm gonna get my sanding on. Stop howling and have come back into its hole. I don't mind the reasonable amount of trouble, and we're so much better together this time around. And the way I feel tonight will soon be true. But in every little cell, the conclusion is I love you. I'm gonna mix up the oxalic acid. I have my electric tea kettle going. I boiled some water. This is a crystal powder form, so I'm gonna wear a mask to prevent myself from inhaling any of the dust as I pour a specific amount out. To treat the entire piece, we're gonna take 28 to 30 grams of the crystals, mix that with 1 cup of hot water, and we're gonna dissolve the crystals completely before we use it. I'm gonna use goggles, I have long sleeves on, and I am gonna wear a mask while I'm mixing and applying this. If you wanna do a spot treatment, say for a ring or a water stain, rust stain. Mix it up into a paste, and then you're going to put it right on that area as many times as you need. You also need to neutralize the acid when you're done, and you do that with a borax wash, or if you don't have borax, you can use baking soda as well, but you need that to neutralize the acid. Do not mix this in a metal container. If you do, it's going to start eroding it, and it's going to cause leakage, and it's going to go everywhere. You want to use a glass or a ceramic. I actually like using a mason jar. This one's filled with hot water, so it won't go into shock when I pour the boiling water into it. Think smart in the cold. Mask on for safety, and let's weigh some crystals. I have saturated all of the areas really well, and now it has to sit and dry. Or if I was sitting here watching it and it was wet and it hit the desired lightness, I could stop it by neutralizing it. But I'm pretty sure that this is so yellowy orange, it's going to have to sit for a while. So I'm going to let it dry out, see where it is at that point. I might have to come in again and do another treatment. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Now, just a couple things to know about this. If you have any leftover, don't save it. Only good in the moment. Don't pre-mix it up ahead of time. Mix it when you're ready to use it and not before. If anything is left over, just dispose of it properly. I wouldn't put it down the drain. I'll be back when it's dried. It's the next day, and I actually did come out last night before I went to bed, and I applied one more coat to it, and just look at the difference in this wood. I mean, it was all that orange that you're seeing on the body, and look at how light I brought it down. There is still a couple spots here and there that I do see on the top that don't bother me at all. I'm not trying to get an even bleached out tone because of the finish I'm going to put on it. But what do you guys think so far about this technique? I mean, look at that. Look at the side of that. This stuff is amazing. It's a game changer when it comes to orange wood and tones that you don't want. And it's very easy to use. And for those that are concerned, I actually do have a ventilation system in this area that is connected to the paint shop. But you do want to do something like this in a ventilated area. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So now we need to neutralize the oxalic acid wash that we put on here. And you do that using borax in hot water. If you don't have borax, you can totally use baking soda. So I'm going to mix this up with some warm water, and I am going to saturate these pieces again. You want to totally penetrate it deep and in. You want to get it on there good. Get it inside of the raised grain of the wood, because the grain is raised up from the acid treatment. So let's neutralize it. Hot water. And then I'm going to add a bit of borax. And then I am going to stir that to dissolve the crystals. You can feel the crystals as you're stirring it, so you'll know when they're dissolved. You won't feel that grit as you stir it up. I think I'm going to use the double-aught steel wool to apply it. I feel like that'll help get it into that raised grain just a little bit better than a rag. Now that all of these are covered with the neutralizer, they're saturated really, really good. I'm gonna let them sit and dry completely, and I'm gonna come back again. You wanna keep doing it until you wipe a rag over it and the rag is clean. There's no more residue on it. There's no more yuckiness. Once you can wipe a rag over it with nothing coming on that rag, you've cleaned it really good and you're ready for your next step. I went over all the surfaces again with the borax mixture using the steel wool, saturating them completely. I think everything is looking really good, but I want to make sure that I get this off so that my finish will take to it nicely. So once I had all of the surfaces scrubbed one more time with the borax, I sprayed it down with warm water. I saturated all of the pieces with that warm water and I used a rag to wipe all of that orange off. As you can see, I'm getting some of it off. It's not bad. I'm going to keep doing this until the rag comes clean and then I know my surfaces are ready for the next step. It's been a few hours. Everything is dry and now I'm going to sand it. I'm going to use a 220 grit. I'm just sealing the grain back down again. I'm still going to sand it after I add finishes to it, but I want to start with a very smooth surface. After a quick dance session for the awesome song that came on in my AirPods, it was time to finally wipe the piece down and get all the dust off of it so that I can get it ready for the final finishes. I grab my go-to primer sticks and I put 2 coats on the body where I want the paint to be. Because maple is a warm wood, you are never ever going to really and truly get rid of the golden tone that it can pull. It was the orange that I wanted to get rid of. So I am actually going to go over my pieces with Minwax Provincial, which is a beautiful, beautiful color as you can see. It is a little too golden for me still, but I know how to counteract that real easy. So once I get everything covered in the first coat of the Minwax Provincial, I'm going to go right back over the top with my Old Masters Natural Walnut Gel Stain. That is going to add depth into the color. It's still going to keep it a very, very warm color, but it's going to remove some of that golden tone out of it and bring it more towards a true brown, tan, natural color, if you will. And it's exactly what I was going for. I'm going to get the first coat on and I am going to let this entire piece sit for the night. That way the primer will cure on it and I can come back tomorrow and finish it up. The next morning, I got my base color on the dresser. I did it in 2 coats. That's all that I needed. And then I sealed the drawers, the top and the side with a dark wax. Once that dried, I polished to a high luster, silky smooth shine, put the hardware back on, and I'm ready to share it with you now.
In the middle of the night, in this dynamite castle, you and me will be alright.
What do you guys think? Amazing or what? I hope this has given you the confidence to try this for yourself. Don't pass up that hideous orange furniture or think that you're just stuck painting over it when you really want to put a stain on it, because you're not stuck. You just have to get yourself some oxalic acid. I got mine off of Amazon, super affordable. I will put the link in the description below. It's not an affiliate link. I don't earn anything whether you buy it or not. I am just passing on this amazing product to you so you can try this for yourself. It has warm tones to it. It is a beautiful, rich, gorgeous shade. I love the grain of the wood in there. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it's inspired you and piqued your interest in the oxalic acid as something that you actually want to add to your own studio and give it a try. It's a game changer. We are no longer stuck with those hideous tones that we find in the vintage and antique pieces, and it's just a total game changer. It's a total game changer in the furniture flipping business. See for yourself how easy it is to manipulate the natural tone of a wood into the tone you want to work with. If you enjoyed this transformation, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, I would love for you to do so. I have so many more pieces coming out of this studio, and we still have homeroom transformations that are just going to be mind-blowing. Pennies on the dollars, because I don't have the money to do any of this. I need to make money. That's what I'm doing here, right? That's what this is about. I need to make some money. This is going to sell quick. A timeless piece like this is going to sell quick. I don't know what we're going to do next. Maybe we might go back into the house. I don't know. I've got lots of ideas. I guess I'll just surprise you with what's coming up next. I love it. It's so soft. Oh my gosh. They are so silky soft. I love it. Bye.